Look what we have here. Episode number 2 of Season 4 of The League. We're going to be covering weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8 this week. Let me tell you, there is no shortage of great storylines, great games, just awesome things happening week after week after week. And that's going to set us up to start in week number 5 with the Purdue Boilermakers traveling to Seattle, take on the 4-0 Washington Huskies. Makari Bodeford getting on the board first, 7-0 Huskies up. But you can't count out this Boilermaker offense with Braden Trimble at running back. He has a need for speed, one of the fastest guys in the country. But then Washington on their next drive, 3rd and 3, they're going to find Audric Harris on the bubble. That is a touchdown. Now facing 4th and goal, Boilermakers trying to keep pace. Danny O'Neal, that is a touchdown. What a beautiful throw over the middle to convert on 4th and goal. But that is not great defense. Pancakes galore. Get yourself some IHOP on that one. 21-14 now. Washington, they get the stop. They get the ball back. Makari Bodeford again for the second time today, finding the end zone. 28-14 Huskies now. Now Herschel Turner getting in for the second time as well. This one is getting ugly quickly. 35-14, 29 seconds left in the half. And Washington gets the ball again, and they find the end zone. 91-28. Big second half for Washington. Yeah, that one was ugly. After that 14-14 start. Nevada and Utah State playing each other in what seems to be, at least early on, a battle for Mountain West supremacy, at least a top spot in the conference. And it was Nevada just doing everything they wanted to early. Greg Burrell had himself quite a day at the office. Just not much this Utah State defense could do. And we've seen this a lot from them as Burrell taking it outside, just pancake blocks. I mean, we're seeing a lot of pancakes. It does feel like we're at all-you-can-eat IHOP right now. 21-0, and Burrell, for the 4th time this half, he scores again. Utah State needs something. Coach Eric Taylor, what do you have for me? Dickey rolling out of the pocket, ball on the ground, it's scooped up, and it's going to be another Wolfpack score. This team is playing really well right now. Utah State, on the other hand, not. They do find the end zone, though, and now they're down 45-7. 4th and 7, Dickey rolling out of the pocket. I don't know what he's going to do with this thing. Looks like he's going to chuck it deep, and that ball is caught. I mean, Utah State's still going to lose, but it's a cool way to find the end zone. 59-27 your final, and Nevada, it looks like they're in great position to make the Mountain West Championship again. Coastal Carolina and Arkansas taking each other on. Coach Goon was forced to put this game on the schedule when there was talks of cupcakes, and Coach Lou Brown made it known early that they weren't messing around. The Razorbacks up 14-0 right now. Coastal was able to find the end zone there. And then they find it for a second time, 17-14, as Arkansas is going to, oh my God, they're going to score here. Just ankles broken, that's speed. Hey, what do we talk about? SEC speed. Coastal still hasn't figured that out yet. 24-14 now. Arkansas defense gets a stop. Drake Lindsey back in the pocket. He's going to wind up, and he's going to let this one fly. That ball is caught, and the DB is running circles for some reason, allowing another score. 31-14. You got to score here. You got to at least make this a 10-point game. That throw is caught. Davian St. Clair finding the end zone with that pass right there, but the defense could not get a stop to save their life. Drake Lindsey, check out this throw right here. Are you kidding me with that? Big Razorback win, 52-28, and Coastal probably not going to be ranked next week after that one. Georgia Tech and Notre Dame taking each other on. Notre Dame, the number 6 team in the country. Georgia Tech 2-1, looking for win number 3, but Daniel Bray found the end zone first and second. He is a fun player to watch. He might be a Heisman hopeful at some point in his career with what we've seen so far. Elite playmaker. But Georgia Tech finding the end zone right there. Got this thing back to 7. Now facing 4th and goal. The Irish offense trying to find the end zone, and that was just a little too easy, taking a 2-touchdown lead yet again. They'd get the ball right back under the 2-minute warning now, and Tyrell Owen is going to show off the arm. Oh my God, on the money. You can't place it better than that. 18-point game now after a Georgia Tech field goal, and Owen is going to get picked off. That one was off the mark, and he's got green. Oh, he's going to go, isn't he? He's going to outrun the defense, and He's dropped at the 1, but the Yellow Jackets would score the very next play. 11-point ball game now. This one just got a little bit interesting. Owen dropping back again. Picked off for a second time. Oh my God, you can't be serious. This Yellow Jacket defense. Oh, this spin move. Oh, he's gone. He's not going to be caught. This is a game. 2-point conversion was no good, so it sits at 5 for Notre Dame. 3rd and goal. Jordan Savage finds the end zone, and that would do it. 38-23 is your final. What a game from both teams. That was a fun one. Oregon, USC, number 5 versus number 14, and that is Jordan Davison finding the end zone right there, taking the 14-0 lead for the Ducks. And I don't know if the Trojans really have an answer for this offense. Davidson again. That is a crease, and he hits that baby, and he is good. Bye. See you later. That was unreal. 21-0 lead now for Oregon. I mean, this is the number 5 team in the country, this USC team. And that ball is caught. What a throw and catch there to make this a 14-point game. Oregon back on offense. Julian Lewis finding his receiver underneath, and when you're going cover 0, you gotta stay on top of your guys. USC doesn't. Ducks score again. 28-7 now as we have 7 seconds left in the first half. Oregon trying to make a stand before the break. They're unable to, though, so we got a 14-point lead for Oregon going into the break. They are looking to score, though, 1st and goal, and it is caught. I mean, that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now we're looking at some special teams. You know why I'm showing this to you, right? You know why I'm showing this to you, don't you? Bang! That is a special teams touchdown if I've ever seen one. 56-35, your final. Massive win for Oregon. They bounce back in a big way. Some other games from week 5. We have a big Delaware win over Louisiana Tech, 41-20. They're playing really well to start this season. Missouri State loses to Nebraska in Lincoln 36-14. That's a tough loss, but it is a better team overall. You know, talent-wise, there's just not much you can do there if you're Coach Wagner. Middle Tennessee just continues to put it on the rest of Conference USA. 77-23 over FIU. Utah with a massive win over Kansas. Not the best showing from the Jayhawks and Coach Hugh Jane as they lose 61-7. Ohio with a massive win over Central Michigan, putting up 63 in that W. Tim Carpenter, Quentin Martin. Just Carl Stacey. The names on that team, they are super, super talented. Kentucky, massive win over South Carolina, 42-14. They're looking really good to start SEC play. As we move on to week 6, we're going to start with the 2-3 Missouri State Bears as they look to get back on track. They're taking on New Mexico State, who's looking for their 2nd win of this season. And it would be the Aggies that get up 10-0 early in this one as we enter the 2nd quarter. But don't worry, because the Bears would answer right back. 10-7 ball game now. Bears back on offense, looking to score yet again. This is their next drive. That is a screen. Not Josh Joyner in the game, but the backup running back. Doesn't matter, though. He finds the end zone. Missouri State takes the lead 14-10. But the Aggie offense drives right back down the field and adds another score to take the lead right back before the 2-minute break. First play of the next drive here for Missouri State. They're going to throw it out to Josh Joyner. Another screen, and this one sets up beautifully for the all-conference running back. Nobody is going to catch him. Seesaw back and forth. Missouri State takes control yet again. Defense gets a stop, and right before the half, that ball is caught. That is a Bear touchdown. We have an 11-point game going into the break. 35-17 now. Missouri State looking to put this one away, maybe with a defensive stand. Well, they're not going to get it there. New Mexico State pounds it in there to make it an 11-point game. 2:35 left in this game. A touchdown ends this baby, and we're going to get it. Missouri State, big win over New Mexico State. They move to 300 on this season. Alabama taking on Notre Dame. This is the number 1 team in the country in South Bend, and they did not have an answer for Jonathan Paylor. Already up 15. Notre Dame adds to it to take the 42-20 lead. This is unbelievable for the Irish, and that ball is picked off. Alabama trying to keep chase, and they are unable to. The defensive end gets it done. The ensuing Irish drive, though, Owen gets sacked. That is a safety. That is huge. Makes this a 20-point game, but 4th and 14, Alabama throwing it deep. They need a prayer here. It is answered. Are you serious with that? 42-29, but a field goal here from Notre Dame would put this thing well away. They would take the 45-29 win over the #1 team in the country. One of the biggest games of the Big Ten season, undefeated Washington and 4-1 Oregon. Julian Lewis putting the team on his back on 4th and 5. That was huge. 7-0 Ducks in hostile territory. Lewis again. That is another Duck touchdown, and they're quickly out 14-0. This is uncharacteristic from this Doc Hudson-led team. Offense needs to get something going. Herschel Turner puts his head down and crosses the plane, cuts into the lead just a little bit, but the defense could not stop this Oregon offense early in this game. Julian Lewis again. That is another touchdown for the all-star quarterback. Washington back on offense. Herschel Turner's got some room to run, and nobody is going to catch him. 21-14 now. We're going back and forth, but on the ensuing kickoff, what are we doing? Just no lane integrity and not enough speed. Oh, don't look at the stands. They know what's coming. That is an Oregon touchdown, man. They go up 28-14. 14 seconds left in the half. This would be huge for Washington. They get the ball out of the break, and they score. Isaiah Butler-Tanner on the receiving end of that one. And their first drive coming out of the break, 3rd and 2. Labuahu's picked off. He thought he had Isaiah Butler-Tanner on the other end, but instead he finds the Oregon defense, and Julian Lewis is going to make them pay. Are you kidding me with that? What a series of events. Now a 14-point ball game. 4th and 8. This is huge. That's caught by Sylvan. James Sylvan's got some room. He's going to outrun the defense, and he's going to score. What is this game right now? 35-28. Defense needs to get a stop, but it's Vander Plug, the best tight end in America, outrunning the entire Washington secondary. Are you kidding me with that? Wow, 42-28 now. Sylvan, again, touchdown Huskies. Back and forth we go. This is a massive field goal to make a 10-point lead for the Ducks. They get it. They just need one more stop. Washington trying their best to keep up. 2-minute drill. That is a touchdown. Took like 30 seconds off the clock. Now they just need to recover the onside kick. It's a lot, and they don't get it. Oregon wins the massive rivalry game and stays in front on the Big Ten race. Man, that is a huge, huge win for the Ducks and Coach Booth. Ohio State taking on Purdue in West Lafayette. Not many good memories here. And Coach Chuck downfield is trying to make that continue. They trail 7-0 after the opening Ohio State touchdown. 4th and goal for the Boilermaker offense. That ball is caught. Danny O'Neal on the run, showing it off. Purdue trying to stay above water, that 500 level record, and also move to 4-0 against ranked teams this season. But Ohio State finds the end zone yet again. Then their defense gets a stop facing a 3rd and 3. That ball's out quick, and defense just was not ready. 14-point lead now for the Buckeyes. Ensuing Purdue drive, they march all the way inside the 10, and that ball is caught. 21-14. Purdue would add another touchdown coming out of the break to tie this thing up at 21, but then on the ensuing Ohio State drive, that was not the best display of defense by the Boilermakers. Doesn't matter because they got them right back. The bubble screen, the patented truck downfield offensive play in the red zone would tie this thing up yet again. 28-28, little play action boot. That ball is dumped off to the tight end, and he fights his way into the end zone to take the 7-point lead yet again. Purdue just doing everything they possibly can to keep pace in this one. And the same play that they scored on not too long ago, they do it again, knotting this thing up at 35. They get the ball back, 3rd and goal. That ball is caught. And the Spoilermakers do it again. Are you kidding me? 4-0 against ranked teams this season. Unbelievable. Ohio taking on Kent State here, and that is a touchdown for the Bobcats early. Second quarter now, Golden Flash is setting up for a field goal, but that thing is blocked. It's picked up by a big boy. We're going to have ourselves a big man touchdown. Collins rumbling Oh, he's out of stamina. Bumbling, stumbling his way into the end zone. That dive was not realistic, if we're being honest, okay? EA, fix your game. What in the world did we just watch? Are you kidding me? What an effort from Kent State. They go for 2. They get it to make this a 14-11 ball game, but Ohio just quickly marches right back down the field and scores 21-11. And oh my God, Paris Brown, what a route, what a throw from Tim Carpenter. Extend this lead once again. Carpenter making some adjustments at the line of scrimmage, and he's just going to throw a goal ball. Carl Stacy, oh my God, disgusting catch in the back of the end zone. That is just unbelievable. And the talent level in the MAC right now is just not at all on the same plane. Let's take a look back at some other scores in Week 6. Yeah, that first score is exactly what it's supposed to be. Coastal Carolina wins 97-16 over Marshall. It's an unfortunate loss for Coach P. Rizzi, who is still defeated on the season. And Coastal Carolina just showing that they are good at running up the score. 73 points on Utah State, 97 now on Marshall. So congratulations to Coach Goon and his ability to run up the score on teams that have quit. App State with a massive win over... I keep saying massive, guys. I'm sorry. But this one was a massive win over Texas State, 44-3. No touchdowns for the Bobcats. And I believe that as it stands right now, we are slowly marching towards the death of Coach Hardy Sonnenberger Jr., at least at Texas State. I don't know if he's actually going to die, but his time in Texas State will be over at the end of this season. Southern Miss, just a very consistent, gritty. What other adjectives can I say that quantify what this win was over ULM? 41-21, nice 20-point win. And they just did exactly what they needed to. Took care of business is what I was looking for. Nevada just houses Fresno State in their own building, 51-24. Telling you what, that Nevada team is scary. They are now ranked this season. I'll tell you what, that is a team that I don't know if I really want to mess with. And we'll see them a couple more times, or at least one more time, I think, in this episode. But yeah, they're playing really good football right now. Especially, I mean, ever since that Week 1 loss, or Week 0, whenever it was, to Ohio, they've been one of the better teams in the country. Kentucky just took all of the belts to Vanderbilt's ass, 52-7. Same with Middle Tennessee. Huge win. And they continue to own Western Kentucky, by the way. Middle Tennessee owns Western Kentucky, and it proves it right there, 70-42. Delaware, I mean, FIU sucks. Let's be honest, they're terrible. 56-7 win. Mason Kelsey, phenomenal in that game. And then Georgia Tech with a big win over Cal, 35-20. The Golden Bears, just not enough for the Yellow Jackets. Really, who is? Nobody can beat them besides Notre Dame, which we just saw, but nobody else can beat them. We move to Week 7. This is a big game. Arkansas, Ohio. Man, that is a fast running back. Again, SEC speed. I don't know if Ohio's ready for that. Maybe they are. That's a touchdown right there, tying this thing up at 7. And then they get the ball back, and that's going to be another touchdown. Carl Stacy finds the end zone right there. Okay, Ohio's now in the lead, but not for long. Busted coverage on the back end, and Lindsey finds his guy in the end zone to tie this thing back up at 14. I got to find some more adjectives for Ty, and Tim Carpenter's got to find some more touchdowns, and he did right there. And they kick a field goal as well, so now they're up 10. Lindsey underneath, breaking a tackle, finding the end zone right before the break. That was huge. Ohio starts with the ball after that halftime intermission. That's essentially the same thing. Carpenter rolling out of the pocket. Oh, that's a dangerous throw, but it's attacked. High point the ball, kids. That is a lesson in football. That right there. 34-21. Backup quarterback in now for Arkansas. That was a laser over the middle of the field. Cuts into this lead once more. 34-28, 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. Paris Brown on the receiving end of another Tim Carpenter dime. Man, this kid is unbelievable at the quarterback position. But Arkansas saying not done yet. Finding the end zone right there. The problem for them, though, is they could never get that final stop. What a play by Tim Carpenter to extend just a little bit. And Paris Brown again. Does this guy know how? I mean, he is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Arkansas back again. Razorbacks won't go away. And the defense finally gets a stop. It's up to the offense now. 23 seconds left. Oh, and it's going to be a sack. 3rd and 21 now. And they're going to hustle to the line. No timeouts left. They got to get up here and either spike this or call a play. Okay. Oh, they're taking too much time. Oh, I don't like this. 9, 8, false start, 10-second runoff. This game is over. Oh my God, I don't know if I've ever seen a game end like that. Oh my God. 48-42 your final. I just cannot believe that. Wow. Utah State taking on Colorado State. Gabe Dickey with the rushing touchdown on the QB sneak right there. Get the ball back, score again, 13-9. A lot of field goals for Colorado State in this one. There was some weird stuff going on the right side of that screen right there. I didn't like that one bit. 16-13 now Colorado State. Oh my God, that is pitiful defense. Oh, baby. Colorado State now up by 10. Gabe Dickey, what do you got for me? He's got a touchdown. That's 7 points on the board. We got ourselves a 3-point ball game. Just need a stop. 3rd and goal. That's not a stop. I don't know what that was, to be honest with you. Now, 41 seconds left. Wow, Utah State marched really quickly. Just sliced and diced their way down the field. And then Dickey's going to find a receiver in the flat. Touchdown, but not enough. Utah State blows the lead and loses to Colorado State. I believe they're winless against the Rams in Eric Taylor's tenure as head coach of the program. Georgia Southern and Marshall. Marshall still looking for that first W. Coach P. Rizzi is trying to coach these boys up. This is not a great program. He's doing his best. Safety, put him up over your head. 7-5 ball game. But you don't see that one too often. And then Marshall on offense after the safety. They get 7. 12-7 ball game. And it wasn't done by field goals. I promise you that. Wow. That was, is that a linebacker in coverage there? If it's not and a corner is wearing 48, he deserves to give up that touchdown. Doesn't matter though. Marshall right back on offense, right back in the end zone. 18-17 2-point conversion is no good. So Georgia Southern only needs a field goal to take the lead again. And they said field goal is not good enough. Wow. I mean, just like, What is are these guys scared to tackle? Because that's what it feels like. And then Georgia Southern added a field goal, and Marshall tried their best to get back into this with a touchdown. But let's just say things did not go the way that they thought they would. That ball is picked off, and this game is over. Marshall drops to 0-6 on the season. That's a tough loss, and the elusive first win is not yet captured. Texas State Southern Miss, a team that has yet to win a football game again. This Texas State team is not very good, and Cam Dyer pretty much did whatever he wanted to on the offensive side of the ball in this game, as did the rest of the Golden Eagle offense. I mean, just what is the game plan here from this Bobcat defense? What are they being taught in practice? What is being coached? Because honestly, the way that they've lost, in terms of margin of defeat, at least we're going to get a touchdown here. Hey, there's some speed, okay. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's not over yet. 14-7. Oh, okay. Southern Miss is back in goal to go, but it's okay. They're going to get a stop. Oh, great break by the safety, but not enough. I mean, just a threaded needle right there from Dyer, and then he's going to roll out on the boot action. That guy's wide open in the flat. That looked like an engage 8. Just unsportsmanlike to hurdle like that. Unsportsmanlike. You just don't do that. I mean, Coach Tyler Dock, we gotta coach our boys up better. 28-7 now, and he's gonna score here. So getting back to talking about Texas State being a disappointment, what are they taught in practice? Are they even being coached to be any better? Because it doesn't feel like it. I don't think this team is any better than it was, when before Coach Sonnenberger took over. So. Well, battle at the top of Conference USA. We got Middle Tennessee and Delaware. The Blue Raiders are number 16 team in the country. Delaware 4-2, looking to move to 5-2. And this one had all the makings of a classic early on. 10-7 ball game. And then Duggar out on the bubble screen. That is another Middle Tennessee touchdown to take the 10-point lead yet again. Backup quarterback now. I forgot to mention for Delaware, Kelsey got hurt for this season in their previous game, and the backup, let's just say he is not a Mason Kelsey by any means. That ball is picked off by Brody Barnhart and taken back for a touchdown, and then just not great coverage. Warren Cantwell wide open. 31-7 now. Middle Tennessee up on Delaware, but Blue Hens said, we're not going to go away that quietly. They get the 2-point conversion as well. And then right out of the break, they score yet again and get the 2-point conversion again. 23-34 after a Middle Tennessee field goal. And the Blue Hens were driving, but that ball is picked off by Deshaun Spears. And you're not catching him in the open field. I feel like we've seen him have quite a few touchdowns in his Middle Tennessee career. That's just another one to add to the tally, the totals. And then Warren Cantwell caps it off right there. 55-30 win for Middle Tennessee. That is huge for Conference USA in the race that's going to happen the rest of the way there. As for the other scores around the league, Kentucky, another big win, 52 for the second week in a row, this time over Auburn. Oregon bounces right back after or not bounces back, but continues to win with another big win over Wisconsin, 42-13. Washington is the team that bounces back, 49-24 win in Happy Valley. Purdue loses, not really a heartbreaker, but kind of gets throttled by Minnesota, 56-35. That is a 21-point loss in Minneapolis. You just can't have that if you're the Boilermakers. Notre Dame wins the rivalry game over Stanford. Not much to say about them. They've just been methodical in the way that they've been beating teams 42-20 in this one. Georgia Tech picks up another nice win over Virginia, 35-24 on those Yellow Jackets. Man, watch out for them in ACC play. They're playing good football right now, and they're stacking up wins against conference opponents. Nevada, I told you in the last week that they're playing well. Well, this just goes to prove it even more. 40-14 win over Wyoming, a team that has given them some trouble in the past. And then Coastal Carolina continues to play well as well. 52-27 win over James Madison, and they look like they are in the driver's seat right now for the Sun Belt Conference title game. It's really going to come down to that game against Southern Miss that we'll see in Week 9. But our final week of the episode, week number 8, takes us to Nevada to start, and this is such an odd game. North Carolina, doink, doink. That's a doink. North Carolina traveling to take on Nevada. This is a top 25 matchup. I don't know if you would have said that before the season, but here we are in North Carolina up 7-0 now, even though they had that missed field goal that doinked. Nevada finds the end zone right there to make this a 7-7 ball game. And then they drive down the field and kick a field goal. I think they got enough leg. They do. Now it's the Tar Heels' turn with 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This one is as easy can be. And he missed it again. That's his second miss of the game. And with 35 seconds left, Nevada is going to put another one through the uprights to take a 6-point lead. I mean, it does not get crazier than this. 14 seconds left. 4th and 10. This could be the last play of the game. North Carolina trying to get anything to go their way. That ball is caught. Are you serious? If they can get up and clock this, we might have a chance. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. 7 seconds. Obviously, they got the first down, so it starts on the whistle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Get it off. Get it off. They don't get it off. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. What was the quarterback doing? Wow, Nevada with a massive top 25 victory there. This is another big one. Kentucky taking on number 7, Georgia. This is big for the SEC. This is big in terms of the college football playoff and the opponents in the college football playoff. And Kentucky gets out to a 14-0 lead on the Bulldogs. I mean, this is just pure domination. They have the ball again inside the red zone, and they score for a third time, 21-0. Wildcats are up now. The screen from Georgia. Oh, that's set up nicely. Good blocks. And then 2 whiffed tackles by Kentucky defenders. Gives the Bulldogs a touchdown right there. Kentucky answers back with a field goal as we enter the second half now. And that's 2 broken tackles. We got some room to run. Oh, it doesn't look like he has quite enough speed. Oh my God, it's 2 more broken tackles. And all of a sudden we have ourselves a 10-point ball game here in Athens. But it's not going to matter. Kentucky just so lethal with how they play the game of football. 31-21 is your final after that score right there. And they take the driver's seat in the SEC now. Houston and Kansas taking each other on in some Big 12 action. And it's the Cougars getting on the board first. What a dot to the star wide receiver for Houston. And then Kansas back the other way. Bad pass, Isaiah Marshall. How did that get through? Oh my God, he scored. We are knotted up at 7 after that one. I have no idea what happened there, but you got to thank the football gods. Now Cougars back on offense, and that is a bad throw. I'm not really sure what we saw there. Oh, and he's not going to be able to catch him. Oh, he's not going to be able to catch him. Jayhawks on top, 14-7 now. What a play from the Kansas defense. I cannot believe that. I mean, the quarterback even tried to throw that. That was ridiculous. But then he answers right back. He says, I'm cool as ice. Don't you worry about me. We're tied up at 14. 30 seconds left in the first half. 3rd and 10. I'd probably just need this one out. Instead, it's picked off by the Cougars. An errant throw. Why are you throwing that off your back foot? Isaiah Marshall with a bad mistake. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10, 17 seconds left in the first half. Can Houston capitalize off the mistake? Oh my God, what was that defense? Yes, they can. They take the 21-14 lead into halftime, and they start with the ball out of break, which is just awful decision-making and game management for Kansas. They're 3-3 on this. Oh my God, what a throw and catch. Holy shit. This Houston passing attack is ridiculous. Cougars added another field goal. Jayhawks on that ensuing kickoff. Oh my God. Yeah, just untouched. Honestly, I don't know if a guy got within 3 yards of him. That was as easy as a kick return could have been. It's 21-31 now. Houston trying to extend that lead once again. Ball is out, though, and is scooped up by Kansas, and he's going to score. We have ourselves a 3-point ball game. Houston takes a field goal to make it a 6-point lead. Oh, my God, Isaiah Marshall, what are we doing? Trying to find Tiquan Falai. You can't blame him. You absolutely can't blame him, but the defense gets a stop, forces a punt. Marshall finding Falai. Oh, my God. Oh, back-to-back interceptions, drive-ending, game-killing interceptions, trying to target his best player. Man, that's tough. That's a tough way to go out. Marshall taking on Troy, still looking for that elusive first win. 0-6 on the season. If they win out, they can make a bowl game. Got to look at the glass half full. It's another touchdown for this Marshall running back. They take the 14-0 lead. Let's add another score, 21-0. And for good measure, let's put 3 more on the board. This was a dominant performance for the Thundering Herd. Just belt to ass from start to finish. Wire to wire, they owned Troy. They get their first win of the season. Top 25 matchup in the MAC, and of course, it's going to be Tim Carpenter that gets things started for this Bobcat offense. Are you kidding me? 75 yards on the read option. This Toledo team is undefeated, sitting at 6-0 as the 13th team in the country. Quentin Martin Jr. gone. Only needed to say 4 words. He is unbelievably fast. 14-3 now for the Bobcats. Winner of this game controls their own destiny the rest of the way. The loser might need a little bit of help, but clearly these are the 2 best teams in the Mid-American Conference, which just goes to show you how scary this Bobcat team is if they're up 21-3 right now. Oh, the throw just out of the sack, breaking a tackle. I'm not sure what that DB was doing diving there, but Toledo gets on the board. 11-point ball game as we head into break. Ohio, they started with the ball coming out, and we know exactly what's going to happen here. Quentin Martin Jr. gone. Not as quite as far, but it's the same result. And then Quentin Martin Jr. gone. Another touchdown. That is his 3rd of the game. 35-10 now for the Bobcats. And they're looking for 1 more here in the 4th quarter. Quentin Martin Jr. gone. Big win for the Bobcats. 42-10 over the Rockets. Just exactly what the doctor ordered up Martin with 4 touchdowns this game. Coach Crowley and the Yellow Jackets traveled to Wallace Wade Stadium to try and upset the number 4 Duke Blue Devils. And Amon King says, put this thing on my back. We're going to use my legs to get things going. And then they try and zero blitz him. They don't have the answer on the back end, though. Guy was wide open. 14-0 Yellow Jackets on top. Amon King faking the give, faking the jet, faking the give, doing all of it. And then they're contained rushing. Whatever they did, it didn't work because it ended in 7 points for Georgia Tech. Another field goal, and they're up 24-0 as we're late in the 3rd quarter. King to the flat, touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Just unbelievable. Belt to ass King again on the read option. He is gone. Are you kidding me? That is a statement victory for Georgia Tech, and they are now on top of the ACC standings. Why? Because they run this shit. They run this shit. The ACC runs through Atlanta. I want you to know that, okay? I want you to know that. I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. We got a lot of other games to talk about, so let's get to that instead of talking solely about Georgia Tech and the city of Atlanta. Utah State back in the win column. It was needed. It was necessary, and it's against a team that they pretty much own. Boise State, 28-10 victory there. Arkansas with a close nail-biting victory over Texas A&M, but they stay in the race for the SEC crown. 38-34 victory there. Notre Dame and Miami, that score would lead you to believe that maybe Miami is in the lower end of the top 25 or not even ranked. That is a top 5 matchup, and Notre Dame just dominated that one, 42-17. One of the most impressive wins of the Cam King era and Notre Dame. Purdue with a 2-point, eking out victory against Northwestern, 17-15. You're not going to see that score probably ever in the league again. That was a scoregami there. Southern Miss, big win over James Madison, 40-13 is your final in that one. Southern Miss, I'm telling you, man, that matchup in Week 9 versus Coastal Carolina is going to be one that we have to keep an eye on. It should be a really fun one. And then we got to talk about some other Sun Belt teams. Texas State still winless on the season. To be honest with you, they didn't beat ULM. I don't know if they're ever going to win a game this year. We could be looking at 0-12. That is how bad it is. Delaware, just a nice big win over Kennesaw State, 45-21. They're playing good football back in the win column after the loss to Middle Tennessee. Sometimes you just got to see one go through the hoop, and it's nice to play a team like Kennesaw State to do it. And then, speaking of Middle Tennessee, they just beat the piss out of UTEP. Miners didn't have a chance. I mean, let's be honest. Coach Hingle McCringleberry beats Miners. What more do you want me to say? He beats Miners. And he proved it right there, 49-16. And Coastal Carolina, another big win over a Sun Belt foe, 61-10 over South Alabama. Not really sure if they're going to get tested outside of the game next week against Southern Miss. Not South Alabama, that was this week. So interested to see what happens in that game. That will do it for episode number 2 of year number 4. That was a beautiful, beautiful couple of weeks there, and I'm really liking this new format. It's allowing me to do a little bit more other kinds of content while still staying on top of this and being able to give you as much as you guys want. I don't think you need to see every single game, and so I think this is a good compromise. The next episode will be weeks 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then from there, I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do that because we'll have weeks 13 and 14, but we don't play week 14. And then it's conference championship game. So it may just be week 13 and then conference championships. And then maybe any other bowl games, and the college football playoff is a separate video, but I'm not really too sure. Right now, in real life, we're just finishing up week 9, so I wouldn't even expect that video for a couple of weeks. So just be on the lookout for it, around that time frame. Or what you could do is hit that subscribe button, then hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post. You'll see that video pop up right instantly in your feed. Also, while you're down there, would appreciate a like on the video. It does a lot for the channel, right? Anytime there's engagement, the algorithm picks that up and boosts it a little bit more. So that would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, I don't really have much to give you. I'll try to get an update for some of the conference races in the next episode, as well as Heisman race. I decided to not even include any of the players of the week anymore, just because I felt like it wasn't really adding much. I don't know if you guys felt that or not, if it gave you a little bit more of a connection, but you saw a lot of those guys that were making those plays. If you're not seeing the plays that those guys are making in this, in these kinds of episodes because of the condensed nature of them, you're not really going to be able to form a connection. It's to be like, just kind of like, oh, that's that guy's name. I feel like it's not something you're completely missing. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But other than that, I think I'm actually good now. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the flip. See ya.